Hi friends, welcome to this session by MedMiracle. When we look at the exams and the patterns changing, things have clubbed together, 4 exams into one. FMG was cluttered with lots of images and clinical scenarios. NEET will change to next, but two things will rule: the clinical based questions and images. Images, when I speak, includes short videos or GIF. So I thought, let's have a session about how to approach image based questions. So, a dynamic name came to my mind, Dr. Anand. He can take you on a ride, tell you the importance. Images based questions can be simple image answer. Question, even if without image, can have an answer. Image can be an add on there. But when you have to combine the image with the question and arrive at an answer, there requires a skill. As we go down, more and more practical things will start coming in the exam to select a candidate who has really worked during MBBS. I hope this session opens up your eyes how to approach image based questions, how to prepare image based question in your exam. Have a great session with Dr. Anand. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So, hello everyone. Welcome to Pediatrics by Dr. Anand. So, this in the picture in the video, you can see our beautiful Med Miracle app. In this app, we have various sections. We have subject-wise, we have physio, anatomy, all the subjects which you need. We also have the image-based questions, image-based pearl of the day, spotter of the day, which will be very useful for you for your day-to-day practice. Because as you know, image plays a very important role for clearing the exam. Everything has started changing into clinical-based questions, image-based questions, video-based questions to be a better doctor. So we have this Med Miracle app, which has all these subject-wise test series, image banks, question banks, all the important things which you need basically to clear your exams. So now I'm going to start the session, which basically have all the important points. I'm going to cover how you can do the image-based thing. So I'm sharing the screen now. Yes. So we shall start now. So I'm just enlarging the screen. Yeah, thank you so much. So now we're going to start the important session where we can understand how to decide which images are important in pediatrics. How to decide which images are important in pediatrics. So that is the first question comes to every student. They ask me, sir, should I cover the textbook images or should I cover the MCQ book images? Which images, sir, please tell me, which are important for me for the exams? So always remember that the textbooks images plays a very important role because the textbook images have all the recent stuff, all the important stuff which you should know. So first question is, the MCQ book images are better or the textbook images are better? The first point is you should be very thorough with the textbook of all the images there in the textbook. Okay, that is the first point. Now, second important point are the clinical postings. Like today's topic is like what all images are important for me in pediatrics or in any subject actually. So most importantly, clinical postings, all the final year students who are attending this session, all the case presentations, all the everyday rounds, which you see, you go to every ward, see NICU, PICU. I hope you understand what is NICU and PICO. So most importantly, for the image-based, your clinical postings plays a very important role. Okay, for example, like this case, if we talk about, so what is this case? Like if I mute this thing. So this is a clinical posting. So the question is, what all images are important? It's a very important small short video which you see in your day-to-day clinical postings in pediatrics. This is nothing but a Gover sign seen in Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Again, this can be an image-based question. This can be a video-based question. This can be a small GIF. So most importantly, you need to know that clinical presentation, what all cases you see in your daily practice, those are very important, even for the third year MBBS students or the final year MBBS students. This is the case of Gover-Stein, seen in Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which is a proximal muscular dystrophy. I hope you're able to understand. So I'll repeat again. Number one, textbook images are very important. You need to learn thorough with them, see them, understand them, the textbook images. Second most important, you need to know whatever cases you see, in your day-to-day presentation, those cases are very important. Those only will come as a NEET PG, AIMS, whatever exam you say, so to make you a better doctor. Okay, now next important point. Again, every pediatrician or every final year MBBS student can never go without the milestone, because milestone is the bread and butter of pediatrics. So again, as you can see this picture, again, it could be a image-based question, it could be a video-based question. So most importantly, can anyone tell me which milestone are we talking about? So you know that this is nothing but sitting. Very good. So it's nothing but sitting without support. So you know that one is sitting with support and one is sitting without support. So sitting with support comes at 6 months, and this one is nothing but sitting without support, which comes at 8 months. Okay, 8 months. So sitting without support comes at 8 months. That's another question. Step by step, slide by slide, whatever I'm telling you, those are actually important recent image based and video based questions which came in NEET and AIMS and PGI. So you better pay attention. So did you understand? Number one, textbook images are very important. Number two, whatever clinical cases you see day to day in your gynae rounds, in your ward rounds, bedside rounds, or pediatric rounds, those are important. This image was a recent question for the sitting with support and sitting without support milestone. This child is showing sitting without support, like he's standing like this, sitting like this without using the hands down. So sitting without support comes at 8 months. Okay, we have covered 3 important questions also. Now coming to the next slide. Okay, so one more thing also you should know is this one. Yeah. So what all, again, the same question. Today's topic of choice is what all images are important is concerned. So this is a very basic, again, I'm telling you, clinical posting. So this is a very important picture showing you the color of the size of the IV cannula. Again, a very basic question. So they're always asking exam that which size is this. So you know that, right? We have this blue is, you know that blue is 22. So we have yellow, which is 24. So these two are the recent questions. See, again, I'm telling you, whatever cases you see, whatever spotters you see, like a nasogastric tube, like a suction tube, So this session is all about what all images are important and how to fetch which image I should study for pediatrics, that you should know, right? So most importantly, this one, so this slide, this is nothing but the pediatric normal IV cannulas. And you know that blue color one is the 22 one, right? And 24 is nothing but the yellow one. I hope you're able to understand that. I hope my voice is clear to everyone. So again, that's important. So this was a recent question also regarding the blue color cannula, which is 22 number, and the yellow color cannula, which was 24 number. Recent questions in the AIMS paper. Okay, that you should know. Okay, now next important point. Again, I'm repeating again, today's session is about what all images are generally important in pediatrics, plus how to choose which image is important. Like how can I approach an image-based question? How can I approach to an MCQ which has an explanation also, which has an image also? So my answer to you right now is whatever images in general, in your rounds, in your case presentations, in day-to-day practice in your medical college, those images are important. They can come for your exam. For example, this instrument. So can anyone tell me? Very good. So this instrument, this is a very simple device. Very good. So this is nothing but a phototherapy unit, right? This is nothing but a phototherapy unit. So you see this in day-to-day practice, in day-to-day case presentations in general, you see, right? Very good, very good. We have wonderful people who are answering. Beautiful. So this is nothing but of how can exam come, like in the exam, the recent questions regarding phototherapy was this question. This was a recent question. The question was, what should be the measuring light irradiance of the device unit shown? So I showed you a phototherapy, and the question is, what should be the measuring light irradiance of the device unit shown? So beautiful. So Shweta has a wonderful answer. Very good, Bhavna. Very good, Dr. S.K. So yes, very right. Very good. So around 30 microwatt per centimeter square per nanometer is the measuring of the phototherapy unit. Are you understanding? That's what. Again, I'm telling you, for the final year MBBS students, also be around 50, 60 students who are in final year MBBS, what all cases you see in general, like a nasogastric tube, like a phototherapy, like a IV cannula, like a suction catheter. So these all questions can come as an image-based spotter in the exam. I hope you are able to understand. I'll go to the next slide. So very important, short videos plays a very important role. You all have given recent aims also. So lot of multiple questions they are asking, short video based questions. Are you understanding? And for that you have to be very vigilant in your postings. Your postings who are in third year MBBS students, final year interns, whatever casualty, those only can be portrayed as an image based or a video based question in your exam. Okay, I hope you are able to understand. And also like this also. So can anyone tell me what is this instrument? If I play this video, so can anyone tell me what is this instrument? So what is this, anyone? What is this device showing in the picture? Any idea? What is this device? What do you call it? So very good. So this is nothing but a infantometer. Very right. Very good. So this is nothing but a infantometer. So this also can come as a video based, image based questions also, like what is the infantometer, what is the size. So these all images can come. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so just give me 1 second. I'll just try to just 1 second. So these were the important questions which in general can come in your exam, like an infantometer, like a stadiometer, all the recent images in general which you see in your day-to-day practice. Those images are very important for your exam. Okay, that you should know. Okay, then we have this infantometer, like that we can have stadiometer, which are the basic pediatric instruments which can come as an image-based question and can also come as a video-based question. Okay, very good, very good. So coming to the next quarter. Yeah, so yes, so Dr. Mayank, yes, Do Bed Miracle app has image-based questions. As far as the pediatrics is concerned, it's purely and purely my dedication in that. So all the videos, images, notes, pearls of pediatrics I have done. So you can go through anytime. Coming to the next question. Can anyone tell me what is this instrument? Can anyone help me out? What is this instrument called as? Again, a very basic, everyday round, a basic question. So what do you call it? Very good. So this is nothing but a very good. It's nothing but a stadiometer. Very good, Dr. Sumitra. Very good, Dr. Madhumita. So this is nothing but a stadiometer. So what is the use of stadiometer? To take the height of the baby. So this in general you saw as an intern in pediatric department, and that only can come as a NEET PG or an AIMS research. So today in this class also we have covered around 5 questions. We saw infantometer, we saw stadiometer, we saw Duchenne muscular dystrophy, we saw the IV cannulas and their size, and we also saw the phototherapy. These were the top 5 recent questions which came in the exam. So are you able to, I hope you're able to understand. So we'll go to the next slide. Now, what is this instrument? So what do you call this instrument? Any idea? What is this? I don't remember. And can anyone help me out? What is this instrument? What do you call it? Which caliper it is? Very good. So Dr. Kaur, we have wonderful answer she has given. So it's nothing but a Herpenden caliper. Very good. So nothing but a Dr. Bhavna, very good. So it's nothing but a Herpenden caliper to know the caloric reserve of the body, to know the body fat, a basic thing, right? Herpenden caliper for the skin fold thickness. Very good, Dr. Tina and Dr. Madhumita. Beautiful answer you're giving. So again, this is the image-based question, which you should know. Okay. Yeah. And one more, recently I wanted to share one information with you. There was a recent exam in Indore. There was a recent MD pediatrics medical exam in Indore. So what happened in that exam? There were 7 candidates. In that exam, there were 7 candidates, and they were given a newborn examination. To examine a newborn, they were given 30 minutes. Examiner said, I will give you 30 minutes. You have to examine this newborn one by one, and whatever findings you are able to tell me, so that is enough. So you can tell me, right? So what happened after the exam, like what the result came, 6 failed and 1 passed. Out of these 7 candidates, 6 MD pediatrics candidates failed and only 1 passed. So the head of department got worried. He went to the examiner. He's like, sir, these all students are very dedicated and very hardworking, top ranker students. So what was the problem? They could not clear. So the examiner, the external examiner said that all the 7 students I told to examine a newborn, and whatever findings, whatever abnormal, whatever findings you can tell me in this baby, you have told. Someone said low set tears, syndromic faces, whatever they could able to tell, they told. But the reality was, it was a normal baby. There was no abnormal finding in the baby. It was a normal baby. So only one candidate said that there is no problem with this baby. It is perfectly normal. Whereas the 6 candidates, they said all the findings, abnormality, they said whatever they were able to say. Okay, so now that comes to a very important conditions in a newborn which looks abnormal but is normal. Again, an image-based question as well as recent question. What are the things in a newborn which looks abnormal but are normal? Okay, so very good, beautiful answer, Dr. Tina. There's something known as acrocyanosis. You might have heard. Acro means periphery. Cyanosis means bluish discoloration, right? So acrocyanosis also is condition in a newborn which looks abnormal but is normal. Have you heard of melia? There's a condition known as melia where the keratin gets deposited beneath the, so the condition which looks abnormal but is normal. So now today's session is image based. What all images are important? How to proceed for images? So there only the first pediatric dermatological image which I want to tell you is very important. What is this picture? What do you call this? What is this? Can anyone tell me? What is this picture? Any idea? What are these rashes? Any idea? I don't know. I don't know. Can anyone help me out? So what are these maculopapular pustular rashes? Yeah, very good. So Dr. Madhumita is very right. So these maculopapular pustular rashes with an erythematous base, with base that is known as erythema toxicum. Again, the today's session is what all images are important and how should I proceed, how to approach for an image-based question. So my answer is whatever daily, day-to-day cases you see in general in your wards, in your ICUs, those are the first pictures and images which are should be targeted by you. And this picture is nothing but a erythema toxicum, a condition in a newborn which looks abnormal but is normal. Next one, so this is same picture of the erythema toxicum. Okay, these all are the erythema toxicum. Okay, erythema toxicum. The name is toxicum, but it is a benign condition. It is the accumulation of eosinophils. E for erythema, E for eosinophils. Okay. Now, what is this? One more condition. What is this? This is neonatal pustular melanosis. It is a condition